Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy American Dream, and I'm gonna throw you with a little backspin here. Today, we're gonna be talking about baseball. Mostly, we're gonna be talking about Chris Sale and Aroldis Chapman. Aroldis Chapman now with the Cubs. I think that's gonna be a big deal. And Chris Sale cutting up his jersey. I don't really understand that. From my standpoint, I love Chris Sale. I think he's actually the best left-handed pitcher in the league. I'd honestly take Chris Sale over Kershaw. Most people might be thinking, you're a crack or whatever, but no, I'm actually, I've always been on a Chris Sale bandwagon. He's really underrated as far as I think this season. He's obviously in the running for Cy Young right now. But, all time, he's just been on a really terrible team, and that just destroys your record. Anyways, let's just talk about Chris Sale cutting up his jersey. So, Chris Sale was suspended for 5 games for cutting up his throwback jersey just because he didn't like it. I think that's what I read. He didn't like the jersey, so he cut it up. He didn't want to wear it. He didn't want to pitch in it. As far as I'm concerned, as a starter, this really doesn't affect you that much because you're only missing really one start. Because in a 5-man rotation, you think you got the one game that you're suspended for. I think they're counting that as a suspension. So there's only 4 games. So he's just going to pitch his next start. He's only missing one start. So that's really not that big of a deal for him. But also, I'd like to talk about Chris Sale. I think he's supposed to get traded, which I'm sorry, I don't think I know he's supposed to get traded. They want to trade him. They wanted to trade him last year too, but they just never got the time. I think that a really good team for Chris Sale right now would be the Texas Rangers. They're competing to go to the playoffs. They got a good record. They got a good team. They just need some pitchers. I mean, you get Chris Sale with Yu Darvish, who didn't do so well, or he did okay today. The only thing I don't like about Yu Darvish coming back, he's just throwing too many pitches. But I think if he gets that under wraps, he'll be back to that strikeout pitcher. But, you got Yu, and then you got Sale, and those are 2 great strikeout pitchers. And those could be your 1-2 punch rolling into the playoffs. The White Sox, though, I'm surprised they want to trade Chris Sale. He might just be a Percy Harvin in the clubhouse or whatever. I don't really know. I don't think he is. But he's their best player as far as you can see. I mean, Todd Frazier, he's a great third baseman, but Chris Sale is really that significant number 1 player there. So I really don't like him going away. I don't understand the White Sox theory on that. He's your guy who's led you to this point, basically. He's stuck with you, but you're going to trade him away right when you're starting to get good, which I really don't understand. It's really going to toll the White Sox in. They were doing really well at the beginning of the season. They're starting to come back into reality. I think they were 50 and 50 today, which isn't that bad, but it's not the greatest. You don't want to be 500 if you want to make the playoffs. It's just not going to happen. That division isn't the best, though. It's not the strongest division with Kansas City and Detroit and god-awful Twins, just terrible. But, let me think, what was I going off of them? But, you can't really win in that division without your pitching staff, and he's your big guy there. But anyways, we're gonna flip over to the Cubs now, and, Aroldis Chapman going to the Cubs, and now the Cubs have that, I don't know how to say it, the best closer in the league. The Cubs also beat the White Sox today, 8-1, and honestly, I'm liking the Cubs this year. I saw their new shirt that Jake Arrieta was wearing yesterday. He might have worn it today too. I only saw the game yesterday, but it says 108 years and ready. I really want one of those shirts. That's actually a really nice shirt. Anyways, Chicago Cubs killing it this year. Chris Bryant has been an amazing third baseman for them. You got Arrieta, who's performing, probably going to get Cy Young again. You got all these players, and they've all started to hit their peak. They're still young. Rizzo is still young. Arrieta's older, obviously. He's hitting 29 or 30. But, Bryant, Baez, Addison Russell, Anthony Rizzo, they're all young still, so I like their chances as a good playoff team. At the beginning of the year, I actually took Cubs-Astros in the World Series, but right now the Astros aren't doing the best, or they're not in first like I predicted them to be. So let's go over to Astros baseball. Astros won today against the Yankees. The Yankees are not doing too well. I don't really understand what they're there he is trading Chapman. I liked Chapman there. You know, they had that one reliever. His name's slipping by my mind, but I can't remember. Anyways, the Astros are second in the AL. They're 55-46. It's a good record. They should make wild card, I would assume, if they don't win the division. But the Rangers aren't doing too well as of late. So I really don't know. I think Carlos Correa isn't having the year that I anticipated him to have. I expected him to have a huge breakout season, and then I was expecting Corey Seager to be the shortstop next year, but I don't know if that's just reversed on me. Anyways, we got the Rangers in 58-44 in that league, so the Astros are 2.5 games back. The Astros are 6-4 in their last 10 games, and the Rangers are 4-6. So you might see a swing there. The Mariners are also in that mix, kind of, with 51-49, and I think that's going to be a good playoff division. You know, the Astros and the Rangers, and then we'll just go through some standings here. Leading the AL East, we got the Orioles 58-42. Blue Jays are 2 games back, 57-45. Indians 57-42. That's who I was forgetting in the AL Central Division. And the Tigers are 54-48. Nationals are now 59-42, and the Marlins are 55-46. The Cubs are 60-40, and the Cardinals are 54-47. The Giants are 59-42, and the Dodgers are 57-45. I don't know how I feel about the Giants this year. You know, they got that 2-year thing where they've won, and this is supposed to be that year where they win again. It started in 2010, and then they won in 2010, they won in 2012, and they won in 2014. Can they do it this year? I don't really think so, because I think the Cubs really have that locked down. I think it's in their minds that they're going to win it, and I really don't see them choking. So, I think that's going to be all the time we have for today. I really don't have much more other news to report on except for Chris Sale's jersey being torn to shreds with scissors, and Aroldis Chapman going to the Cubs, and how the Astros are kind of getting back in the mix playoff-wise. Anyways, I hope you have a good day, and thanks for watching.